Today, I'm gonna attempt to win a 5K in the world's fastest super shoes.
These are the Puma Nitro RB Elites, which are so fast they literally got banned by World Athletics. There's only 1,000 of these in the entire world, and I spent $500 to get a pair for myself.
And now we're gonna see how fast they really are. Let me put these on for the first time. These are ridiculous. Oh my gosh. My heel's not even touching the ground. I've ran in a lot of super shoes, and these might just be the craziest ones.
My goal for the race was simple: win at all costs. And to do that, we had to intimidate some of the other competitors.
See, these are the world's fastest shoes.
Damn, boy.
Everyone lined up at the start line and the race was off. Looking around at the competition, I was feeling pretty confident about a win, but I had some other goals to achieve as well. First off, I needed to break 19 minutes in the 5K. This is a lot slower than I normally run, but I was sick the day before and wanted to see if I could still power to a relatively fast time. Second, I was curious to see how these shoes compared to other super shoes like the Alpha Flies or Prime X's.
Shoes feel pretty good, honestly. They're bouncy. Kinda hot and humid though.
Based off the start, I was pretty confident I'd be pretty far ahead at this point as we were getting a little bit into the race, but I took a look behind me and there were still a couple runners within striking distance.
Bro, the gap's not that big. The gap is not that big. Gotta keep rolling.
So with a couple runners hanging around, I started to pick up the pace a little bit, but not gonna lie, I was hurting. The sickness that was still lingering had me feeling achy and exhausted, and I could tell that I was far off my usual pace. A 5K is just over 3 miles, and the absolute worst thing that could happen to me was dying towards the end because I had no energy left and getting past. More than anything, I still needed to make sure I could win the race, so I was trying my best to keep the pace even and controlled. I was coming up on the first mile marker soon, and in order to break 19 minutes, I need to be running an average of 6:06 per mile. But through the first one, we're a bit slow at 6:10.
Mile 1, 6:10. Gotta pick it up a little bit.
This was a terrible sign because in a 5K most of the time, your fastest mile is your first mile. So theoretically, every mile after this one was going to be slower, and I'd finish well above the 19-minute mark. The one thing that was going right in this race, though, was the shoes. Even though they were super expensive, I could tell that they were definitely making me faster. The way the heel hangs off the ground gives pretty insane bounce and kind of forces you to run on your toes, which springs you forward a bit quicker. They definitely look quirky, but now, almost halfway through the race, how are they stacking up against the other super shoes out there? Well, I personally love the Alpha Flies, and I think those actually remain a faster shoe than these Pumas. There's something about the cushiness and return of the Alpha Flies I haven't seen replicated anywhere. But I do think that these stack up pretty well against lower tier super shoes, like the Adidas Prime X's or the Vapor Flies. So that's our second goal completed, but we still have one left, breaking 19 minutes. In the race right now, I just passed through the first lap of this 2-lap race, so we're officially halfway done. Despite the rest of my body feeling like garbage, my legs and my feet were actually feeling pretty good, and a lot of that is contributed by my secret weapon in this race.
The Jet insoles feeling real nice. Those are the insoles I slipped in at the beginning.
Jet insoles are insoles that have a carbon fiber plate in them. You basically put them into any shoe to help you run faster, like you're wearing super shoes. And the craziest part is that they only cost $49.99, unlike $285 for the Nike Alpha Flies. If you're on a budget, but you still want to run fast, Jet insoles are the best investment that you can make. To prove it, they offer a 30-day PR refund guarantee, where if you don't PR, they will refund you. And I threw them into the Pumas to try and make these shoes even faster. So if you use my code Tyler, you can get the insoles for $49 and get free shipping for the next 48 hours. Thank you so much to Jet Insoles for sponsoring this video. They are amazing, guys. Best investment you can make. And now, let's get back to the race and see if I can break 19 minutes. Despite having the world's fastest super shoes and the Jet insoles to make them even faster, I am dying at the moment. My body was still pretty achy and I didn't really have too much in the tank to burn. At this point, I'm really struggling to hold on to the 6:10 pace because my body feels like it's about to fully blow up. And I've been training hard and I ran some fast 10Ks a couple months ago, but sickness overtakes any training. I'm trying to make sure I stay in the lead of the race so I can bring home the win. And I was relatively confident that no one was really that close to me, but since we're now on the second lap of the race, it was getting harder to tell. And then out of the blue, this guy with a race bib who looked like he was running pretty quick ran past me, and I was worried for a second that he was somehow in the lead.
That dude ahead of me? Oh no.
Since that guy was running in the opposite direction, I don't know what he was doing, but I'm relatively confident I'm still in first. Which is fortunate, because we just hit mile 2 in an even slower 6:12.
That's mile 2, 6:12. Kind of holding steady at the 6:10. I don't know if my body can take much more.
In case you guys forgot, the pace to break 19 minutes is 6:06, so we're off the pace once again. In order to break 19 minutes, I'll need to run my fastest mile yet and be under 6 minutes for mile 3. However, at this point, I really just want to go home and go back to sleep to rest. But all I could think about was you guys and how I haven't uploaded in 6 months, and I know that I owe it to you all to push as hard as possible to see how fast we can run. So with that in my mind, I crank my pace up a notch and know that, at worst, this will all be over soon. Right as I do though, I make a wrong turn.
Oh shoot. Oh no.
So that sets me back a few seconds, but we're really starting to get to the end game now. I've got about a half mile to go, and I know that if I push just a little bit more right here, sub 19 can be mine. At this point in the race, I know I have the dub locked, but it's become a battle of my mind versus my body. This is the point of the race, without a doubt, where you had to be mentally strong, with the finish line getting so near. Luckily, with these fast shoes propelling me, I really do think it's possible to run that fast last mile to close it out. And I'm lapping a bunch of people, which actually is helping me speed up quite a bit. We're approaching the home stretch now, and I can see the finish line as I come through mile 3 in a 5:48, which was by far my fastest split of the day. Now I'm fully sprinting this final 100 meters, trying to finish, and I come through with a final time of 18:48, breaking 19 minutes.
Let's go! Well, 18:48, not my best, but the shoes were amazing. The Jet insoles were amazing. And guys, we'll have a video next month. Watch this one though.